where did all the good things go? Seriously, have you noticed how life used to feel a little lighter? A little maybe more fun and a little less complicated? I mean, come on, remember when the biggest problem was rewinding your VHS tape or your cassette tape or your 8-track tape before playing it again or taking it back to Blockbuster? Now we're stressed out. We're stressed if the Wi-Fi takes more than 3 seconds, or if it what do they call that? Buffers. If it takes longer than 3 seconds to connect. Hey guys, I'm Mark. Look at this, Canada, US today. Welcome to Hit the Mark today, where I'm going to try to unpack the big question: where did all the good things go? And here's a little spoiler alert for you. I believe they didn't disappear. They didn't evaporate maybe like your paycheck does today, 2 days after payday. And the good things are still here. I really believe that. You may have just stopped noticing them. So buckle up, grab a cup of coffee, maybe some tea if you're into that sweet tea. It's hot here in Vegas. And, those people from the South, they love that sweet tea. And let's see if we can maybe rediscover joy, we can rediscover gratitude, and we can, hope. And throw a little humor along the way, And like I say, a little curveball here with shout out to both the countries that I'm blessed to be part of. So, people say that all the time. They just don't make things like they used to. And they're right. They really are. Have you bought a toaster lately? It, doesn't last very long. If you're lucky, 6 months. I mean, my grandma's toaster, I think about that thing. Boy, I think it survived, oh my goodness, 30 to 40 years. 3 houses that she moved to, and maybe even probably a thunder and lightning storm and an electrical surge. And don't get me started on ice cream. Wow, I love it. Summertime. Here in Vegas, eat a lot of it. Somewhere along the way, somebody thought it was maybe a good idea to make this low-fat, sugar-free, dairy-free, joy-free ice cream. Hello? Where did the good ice cream go? I'll tell you, it went missing around the same time our patience for dial-up internet. Do you remember that? All those noises. But here's the truth, my friends. Our perception of the good things, I guess you could call it, is often tied to nostalgia. We remember childhood summers as magical. I just was back in Oswego, New York, where I was a kid. Oh my goodness, great memories. But if you really think about it, you were just sweaty. You were sticky from popsicles and oh my goodness. How about the mosquito? Covered with mosquito bites, and you still felt good because you were focused on just having fun, not the flaws. And that's exactly what I'm hoping that we can rediscover today. How to see the good things again, even if they come in different packages than they used to, than before. So here's a question for you. Why do we feel the good things disappear? Well, so why does it feel like the good things vanish? I don't know, 3 big reasons, I guess. Think about these things. I think as we get older, life seems to get a little louder, right? Holy cow, I live in Las Vegas and we live in a noisy world. There's no doubt about it. The TV's on, constant news alerts. What about social media comparisons and that never-ending, I'm sure you're like me, never-ending grind of work. It's hard. It's hard to hear laughter of life when your phone keeps buzzing with news, and it all seems to be bad news. You know, we grew up as kids. Joy was natural. The new toy Saturday morning cartoon. Remember those? Or maybe just spinning in circles until you fell over. I hated doing that, but that could make your whole day. And now we're adults. Now we need to have a vacation. A lot of us need to have a promotion, and maybe somebody else do the dishes before we even consider smiling. I hope I'm making you smile a little bit, guys. I think we just stopped noticing. We just stopped noticing the good things didn't. The good things didn't vanish. We just got distracted. We traded fireflies in a jar for maybe scrolling through those apps. Oh my God, there's so many, until our eyes hurt, and we forgot how to pause. We forgot how to breathe, and we forgot how to see the blessings that are right. I mean, they're right in front of us. All right, guys, here's a little humor break for you. The good old days. It's a myth. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but Mark, the good old days really were better. Were they, though? Think about it. Let's be honest. The good old days, they came, they came with outhouses. Are you old enough to remember those? How about no air conditioning? And the horror of maybe listening to your favorite song on, like I mentioned earlier, cassette tape, and then the tape gets eaten up by the player. Remember that? Maybe we romanticize the past because I guess you could say our brains are kind to us. They tend to filter out the bad and let us remember the good. That's awesome. So yes, the good old days were good, but so is today. I really believe that, especially if you're willing to see it. And I promise you guys, this one day you're going to look back on today, right now, and say, those, Mark, were the good old days. Unless maybe you're remembering the dentist. I just came from the dentist. Anyways, that one probably won't make the highlight. Won't make the highlight reel. So, hey guys, let's just talk about rediscovering the good things. And I think there's like 3 shifts that you got to make. You got to get practical. How do you bring back the good things, right? And like I said, three simple shifts that I believe will really help you. Number 1, gratitude, guys. The number 1 way to rediscover the good things is to say, thank you, or I appreciate you. Not just when someone hands you food or a gift, but you just do it as a daily practice. And maybe you can right now write down three good things, and then do this every day. They don't have to be huge. My coffee was hot today. My dog didn't chew up my shoes. My kids actually, for those of you who have kids, my kids actually put their dishes in the dishwasher instead of on top of it, or leaving it on the table. My friends, gratitude really does change your perspective. You start paying attention. You start noticing that the good things really never left. They just were waiting for you to stop complaining long enough to see them. Ouch. All right, what about number 2, perspective? That's a good one. Life is like 10%. You've heard this. I know you have. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we respond. That's not just a nice quote. I believe it really is reality. What do you think? If you only focus on what's wrong, there's some people like that. You'll miss what's right. It's like going to I'm in Vegas, so we'll do this. Like going to a buffet, a big 5-star buffet, and complaining that they didn't have your favorite brand of ketchup. Hello, And the last one, number 3 here, is faith. I love this word. This one's, I believe, the anchor. And for those of you that read the Bible says in James 1 verse 17, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights. God is still handling you and handing out good gifts. He is. You just might not be recognizing it, especially if you're busy, or if you're too busy staring at maybe someone else's plate or someone else's life. Faith just helps us trust that even in hard times, which we all go through them, God's goodness is still present. I really believe that. And there's some modern good things, guys. You gotta face it. The good things in today's world, they're different. They look different. What do you think about finding a Wi-Fi signal with more than one bar, or maybe discovering a parking spot right in front of the store when it's well, we don't get much rain here, but maybe when it's raining, or when it's 115 degrees, or maybe when Amazon actually delivers your package the day that they promised. It happens. And can we talk about the joy of pulling clothes out of the dryer and just realizing the miracle of miracles? The socks still match. That's not just a good thing, my friends. That's a I guess you could call that a supernatural event. Anyways, you just see the good. The good things are still here. They really are. We just need to laugh and we just need to lighten up, and we just need to notice them again. All right. Comparison, guys. Do you do this? I think it's the enemy of the good. And one of the biggest reasons we feel like the good things are gone is really because we compare. And so much stuff. Social media, I guess I'm going to blame them. It makes it look like everyone else is living in a world made of sunshine and rainbows, or whatever you want to throw those words in there, 2 words. Meanwhile, you're just over here just trying to figure out why your plant died, or the whys of life, even though maybe with your plant you watered it, or whatever you were doing, you did it 3 weeks ago and it didn't work out. But here's the truth, guys. Every one of you, everyone, all of us, me too, Mark, we have struggles, and behind every Instagram perfect photo is I don't know, a messy kitchen, maybe a stack of unpaid bills that you don't see, or how about this? I've got a couple of grandchildren, toddlers, or a toddler that just colored the wall with permanent marker. Don't let someone else's highlight reel, make you think. Don't let someone else's highlight reel make you think your life has no good things in it. Guys, the secret is not. It's not in comparison. It's really not. I hope you don't do that. I think it's here's a better word. How about contentment? If you can be grateful for what you have, even the small things. Think about it right now. You realize you're surrounded by, oh my God, amazing. You're surrounded by blessings every single day. What about your faith connection? Do you have one of those? I'll go back to the Bible here. Psalm 118:24 says, "This is the day the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it." I think you've heard that before. And guys, it doesn't say yesterday was the day the Lord made. It says this day. right now, today. Today is a good thing. Even if it's messy, even if it's difficult, even if it's hard, even if there's struggles, even if it comes with problems. God made it, which means it carries His fingerprints of goodness. That's a good one. Fingerprints of goodness. And when you walk in faith, I think you stop waiting. I really do. You stop waiting for perfect circumstances to enjoy life. You start finding joy in the middle. And that's where the good things. That's where the good things really shine. All right, how about I'm going to leave you with this, guys. 3 practical takeaways to maybe help you bring back good things. All right, so get your pencil, get your paper, have another drink of your sweet tea. Here's one right here. Start a gratitude journal. Write down three things you're thankful for. I'm in Vegas, thankful. I'm thankful for air conditioning. I'm thankful I have food and that I don't have to go out of the house, And watch how your outlook shifts in just 1 week if you can write down these 3 things every day. And don't forget, celebrate the small wins. Don't wait for the big breakthroughs. Just celebrate that you made it. You made it through Monday. You made it through whatever day without losing your better say the right word. Losing your cool. How's that? Celebrate that you finally changed the light bulb. Celebrate that you remembered. That's a good one. Celebrate that maybe you remembered your password on the first try when you were trying to log on your computer or whatever else you needed to log on to. Look for the good in others. And what I like to do is compliment them. How about someone at the store, the grocery store? Encourage them and notice the good qualities. And when you speak life into others, I really believe that you'll start to see more good in your own life too. I really do. So, all right. So let's laugh a little bit here. The simple good things. Sometimes. How can I say this? Sometimes the good things really are the simplest. Think about some of the simple things. Maybe like just getting into bed with fresh sheets, or maybe hitting if you're driving, maybe hitting every green light on the way to work one day. Or how about this? Opening the bag of chips and realizing it's actually more than 50% full. It's crazy. Especially with the cost, huh? That's not just a good thing. That's a miracle. I really do. And let's be honest here, guys, for a second. The greatest good thing is, to me, your favorite food that's on sale. Isn't that cool? You walk into the store and there it is. Maybe buy one, get one free, or spend so much money and get this for free. And at that moment, you just don't believe in good things. You believe in, revival? Is that a good word? All right, guys, let's wrap this up. I always love to leave you with a challenge. So, where did all the good things go? It's a good question. The truth is, they never left. They're in your family. They're in your friendships. They're in your faith. They're in your daily moments, and they're even in I believe the struggles that are shaping you. The good things are in laughter. They really are, and the good things are in gratitude, and they're in the small victories that we talked about, and the good things are in God's daily mercies to us. They're not gone. They're not. You just need to maybe take a breath and maybe gear down or slow down, open your eyes, and see them and recognize them all over again. Maybe you haven't seen them for a while. So again, here's the challenge for the next week. Write down those 3 good things. Try to do it every day if you can. And then, like I said, they can be They don't have to be, well, I guess they can be big or small, silly or maybe serious. Just write them down. Discipline yourself to do that. And then I believe, you watch how your perspective of things sort of starts to change. And then you'll realize the good things, they really didn't, they never went anywhere. They didn't. You just maybe stopped paying attention. And I'm right there with you. So, hey guys, thanks for watching Hit the Mark today. If this video encouraged you, I always like to give you a little bit of an additional challenge or ask. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share the video maybe with a friend that needs a little reminder that good things are still here, And if you enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow, and I try to put out more of these encouraging, humorous type of, I guess, and practical, you could call it, practical wisdom every week. And remember, life is full. Listen to me. Life is full of good things. Don't miss them. Now go hit the mark today.